What's happening, everyone? I'm Tt02 Rwd and I love a Tt02 that's rear-wheel drive. This is my current Tt02 that I call V1. This was the first one that I built. I've loved it to death. It's probably my most used chassis, if I'm completely honest. It's mega basic. It's got the MRC kit on there. It's got a longer steering arm. It's brushless. Batteries up top. It's got a Hobbywing BL120 ESC in there. And other than that, it's pretty much bone stock. It does have a set of RDX shocks on it, bucket seat, and the MRC kit itself. Yeah, to be fair, I've seen 1,000,001 videos of these from Japan, and I just thought, you know what I mean, that's a bit of me. The concept was you don't have to spend millions to have fun, well, thousands even, I guess. But yeah, this is the original one. The Tt02 was second-hand. It's absolutely been battered. I've just battered it more. It was second-hand when I bought it. I paid £20 for the TT, 35–40 quid on the kit, and then everything else has come off other projects pretty much, out of spares bins, parts bins. But this did get me thinking. It's capable, it's fun, it's really easy to drive, but it just got me thinking, is there more I can do? Is there more that can be done? Can you compete with something like this? How far do you go? So again, I went back through all my projects. I had a look at everything that I've got lying around, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to make a V2.
You're joking. Not another one?
That's just for indoors. No outdoor stuff. Like this one goes absolutely everywhere. So yeah, I went through all my part bins. I found a fairly decent chunk of stuff. So I'm just going to go through that today and show you what we've got. So obviously, the first thing you need if you're going to do one of these is the MRC Tt02 kit. There is two versions of this. There's this version that includes everything, your bearings, track rod ends, absolutely the whole lot. There is a slightly cheaper kit, but you have to source your own bearings and your own kingpins, which is an absolute pain in the arse. So I would recommend, for an extra tenner, get the full kit. Happy days. Next up, you'll need something to put your battery in. We went with the Metal Garage carbon fibre top mount. I've got some overdose battery holders that were just lying around. They do fit. The preferred are the Yokomo YD2s, but like I said, I had this lying around, so I just thought we'll go with that, give them a shot. Next up is dampening and shocks. Springs I'm not 100% sure on just yet, to be fair. But I do have a set of overdose HG2s. These came off my RDX. Basically, I'm just going to give these a little rebuild, and we're going to stick those onto the new Tt02. Up next is motor or engine or whatever you want to call these. I do have an Agile 13.5 turn. Got that one there in purple, and I do have one in black as well, which is a 10.5 turn. I'm leaning towards the 10.5 to be honest, but got them both here. So I'm just going to figure out which one gives me the right feel. Like I say, it's probably going to be the 10.5, but I do have the 13.5 as well. Following on from that would be ESC. I've got an Accuvance Jarvis XX. Again, this was pre-owned. I picked it up to put in a couple of projects, and I thought, you know what, we'll stick it in this. We'll go what I'm calling like the full fat Tt02. And yeah, we're going to go with that. Give that a little resolder. We'll go from there with that one. Next up is steering. So I've gone ahead and got a Power HD D15S. I've never actually used one of these before, but I know quite a lot of people are using them at the moment. I was on Big Legs RC, shout out to him, obviously. And yeah, saw this one come up. No, they've been getting quite good reviews, so I thought, well, grab one of them. Worst case, we can chuck it in the RDX if it doesn't work in this, but you know, I don't see why it wouldn't work in this, if I'm completely honest. That came with a tin as well. Gyro again, sticking with Power HD. We've got the G1 here. I do have one of these in my V1. It's just red. So again, you know, I know it's a decent gyro. We'll stick that in there. The colour of the build, to be fair, is black. So yeah, anything that isn't black currently, chances are, once it's settled in, I'm happy with it. I'll probably change everything over to black. Like I say, this is stuff that I've just had in tubs or laying around, or it's just at a loose end. So I thought, you know, we'll combine what I think is probably like the creme de la creme of electrics, and we will go from there. Again, back to MRC. I've got the carbon ones here. Bought these off a friend of mine, Andy, in the UK. It was one of them, they popped up. I shouldn't have really bought them, but they were cheap, they were in the UK, so we grabbed them as well. So we are going to have a little bit of carbon on there. The actual budget for the version 2 that I'm building, there is no budget, basically. I just want to see how far I can actually push one, and hopefully the plan is to get it built, get it dialed in this year, and then compete with it next year and just see if we can qualify with it. Obviously I've still got my RDX, but the Tt02 platform, it's just ace. It's probably the platform I'm most comfortable with in terms of driving. The actual where's my words here? But the actual performance of the car, for obviously what is a pretty much bog standard Tt02 with some ball bearings, a little bit of a gear change and a rear-wheel drive kit, they're ace. They just drive mint. They're dead easy to drive, really easy to tune. There's not a lot to really mess up with. It's just very similar to like the RDX. Everything's near enough set. You chuck it all in and they just work. It feels like it shouldn't. Obviously the differentials in the Tt02s aren't fantastic, and they grind and they whine, but I've yet to kill one, which, you know, I've killed quite a few diffs. Obviously the RDX I haven't done yet, but the RDX does have the issue with the idler gears. The RMX2s, again, idler gears, and the Tt02s, they are like a beginner's kit really, and they are pretty bomb proof, they're pretty bulletproof. But yeah, it's one of those things, I just absolutely love them. People who get it, get it. The people who build them for rear-wheel drive and use them, everybody's the same, they've all got the same, you know, I love it. I've got this, I've got an RDX, I've got this, that, the other. I've gone back to my TT, and the people who sort of use the MRC kit and get the driving style, they just sort of, you know, there's a huge, God, so many communities dedicated to the Tt02s, the rear-wheel drive Tt01s, BT01, that's starting to come in now. I will stick up on screen here, there is a group on Facebook dedicated to the rear-wheel drive TT stuff. And let me see what else I've missed. Don't think there's too much more, to be fair. It's a pretty straightforward build. Like I say, I've done one already. I've got this one here that I've already built. There's my G1, RSST, Oniseki motor, little bits of aluminium. I've got this spur gear the spur gear adapter there that came from AliExpress. It's like £3, and it's, you know, does its job. It's absolutely sweet. So that's that one. And then we've got the Tt02. Again, not quite £20. I think I paid 60, 70 quid for this off eBay. The original owner basically bought it for this horrendous body and wheels, which I'm never going to use anyway, so worked out pretty well. I got it a little bit cheaper, and obviously he got his body and his wheels. Right, I've thrown some bits in here already. So I've got the high-speed gear set, so obviously you can change it over to change your gear ratios over a little bit. It does come with a torque tune motor as well. Again, they run mint with the torque tunes. This will be going to one side for my Rally Tt02. For when I blow that one up, I've got a spur to chuck straight in. And I do have, there we are. So I've got the ball racing set. Again, these are, you know, the pennies, they're like £6-7 off eBay. And it just ball races the kit, which means you don't have to use these bushings and spacers, because these, to be fair, for the rally car, I'll probably keep these for that. With the rally car getting wet and getting debris in, these actually work out